So guys, I think I owe you a bit of a review of the Beta Xtrainer 300. So this is the 2022 model. It's the smaller brother of the 300RR or even 200RR. It has oil injection. This is a standard 300RR engine, but we have different exhaust pipe, so an airbox. So eventually, if you want to, there is a potential in this bike. If you want to increase the power with it, you can change those two things. I've seen some people are also removing some spacer here. I think this aluminum spacer, and some are machining the head. But you know that can bring you to another level. Suspension travel is smaller and significantly softer, as this bike is originally kind of done weighted or set up for 65 to 75 kg rider. Myself, I'm well over that, around 100 kilos. So basically, quite soft. When I bought it, the bike had already quite a few extras, and like the protection for the disc brakes, the holders front and back. It had mousses already installed. The bar is set to the highest position, to the most to the front. Yeah, so bear in mind that ergonomically the handlebar was changed. This is the something machined lever, specialized, and then since I bought it, I have done few changes recently. So before the wheel strip, I changed the tank because of the tank anxiety. So I have IMS 11-liter tanks, and I could keep up with the guys on the two strokes with 9-liter tanks. So I didn't need to stop them for refueling, and I was surprised that a friend of mine, Max, who has 390RR, for example, when he filled in fuel for around 6 pounds, I was filling around 6 liters. I was filling around 7.8 liters, which is 1.8 liter higher consumption. However, you know, I heard that the 300RR has nearly double the consumption of the 350 390RR. Yeah, so in that scenario, this is it's probably because of the tuning, because the engine is tuned for low RPM torque and it's not so, let's say, not so as lively in high RPMs. So the characteristic actually also reduces the fuel consumption. Another thing that was updated by previous owner was the front springs and valves, and the back shock valve. I set it up to be as stiff as possible. I set up the preload on the back for the wheel strip, and the bike was performing really well. However, still it's not set for my weight, so I ordered new spring to the back, which is now installed. So this is a K-Tech for 95 kg. So basically I'm still losing weight, so that's my target, 90 kg, which in that case that will be perfect for me with the gears. And what I just tried it now a little bit on off-road, and it feels better, more stable in the back. But because I came today only to tune another addition to the bike, which is the smart carb, which I was struggling surprisingly to begin with. And the reason for struggle with me was that basically it had some characteristic. The manufacturer tells you how to set it up. It came with 112 clicks, which should be set up for this bike, this engine, this modification, which is basically no modification because exhaust is stock and pipe is stock, airbox is stock. However, it was somehow not working correctly, and I have seen on all the videos that you should go leaner by 10, 15, some people go up to 30 clicks to tune the engine properly, which I was trying, and actually I was too lean. So what was happening when I let the gas go, the engine was still like really slowly going down, which was a nightmare, especially when you are going down the hill with the gas off and you feel the engine, as every time the spark goes on, it kind of breaks you more than without the spark. so I just tune it now. That's the reason why I'm not in proper gear here, because I came on here to tune the engine or the carburetor, and it's still not perfect. It's still not perfect, and I will need some more tuning to do, yeah. But revving really good. Revving good, just dying off is still a little bit longer than I wish, yeah, but now going down the hill with the gas off, at least it's not so pronounced, not so sharp, not so aggressive, yeah. So back to the ride on the whale strip. So we were riding for 2 days, and you know, this bike is actually smaller than the 390RR that I have, and also smaller than 300RR. It's around 7.8, which is around 9% smaller, yeah, or no, around 12% smaller, yeah. Some say 10, some say 15% smaller. It's around 12%, or 7.8 should be. However, it's not small. So as I said, I didn't in previous video, I'm 5'11", so nearly 6 foot, yeah. And as you can see, the handlebar is set to the front, and also the handlebar is changed pro taper. But Saturday doing 120 miles and on Sunday doing around 60-70 miles, I didn't feel any tiredness in my lower back, in my upper back, shoulder blades, nothing. The ergonomics is perfect for me, yeah. Considering that this bike is a little bit lower, but it still has the clearance of the 300RR or 390RR. You can get to all the terrains, yeah. You just need to set up your mind on the suspension to basically adjust your drive style to what the suspension will allow you. But as soon as you get used to the suspension and you know how to play with it and how to ride with it, it's a brilliant bike. And I especially enjoyed the slower section. And I know a lot of people were saying on the Xtrainers that actually if you go over on third gear, if you rev it on like rocky section and so on, that it starts to be uncomfortable. Well, probably because of the upgrades that are done. I didn't do the spring before the whale strip, but the rear one. But the bike did perform quite well. I was in some sections, fast sections, yeah. We were doing, you know, straight, even the rocky, but we have long section, good visibility. I could go 50 miles on it, yeah, 45, 40 miles, and it didn't feel that the bike is trying to kill me, yeah. So of course, if you have done sudden bumps or something, so better safe than sorry, but it doesn't feel that bad with the upgrades it has. And I guess with the new spring that is now set up for my correct weight, it will be even better. So to anyone who is considering Beta 390 or 300RR and the Xtrainer, the words saying that it's a girl's bike or something like that, it's not really, you know. It's a bike, it's a motorbike. It has a 300 engine, you know. It has a fairly good suspension. It gives you everything what a bigger bike would give you. And for me personally, I had the 390RR, which is a torque monster, and also has a good horsepower. This has less horsepower than the 390RR, but looking on the torque charts, this has a better torque than 350RR, up to 6000 RPMs than the 350 catches up. It has a better torque low and than the 300RR or 250RR, yeah. So in the torque department, in the low RPMs, it beats even the 250RR and 300RR, which have high horsepower. And bear in mind, you still can do some changes to the suspension, and you can you know, change the pipe and air filter. Should you buy this and then spend money on the upgrades rather than buying a proper 300RR or 350RR if you want 4-stroke? I think it depends. So for me, as I said, I had a 390RR for 2 years. Before that I had the CRF 300IL, and and I feel more confident on this to tackle more difficult terrain than on the 390RR. It's probably the fact that it's I think it's 1 inch lower, so you have better position, but also like when you need an emergency tab or something, it's something in my mind, and I feel that actually more comfortable on this, and I feel that that this can make me a better rider, maybe. Yes, of course, you have guys who can do T7, Yamaha T7, and go and blast it in enduro section. But for me personally, I came from 2 days riding in Wales, and in the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday I woke up and I had no arm pain, yeah, which was always on the 390RR, because the 390 is the 4-stroke. It has a really good traction, so every time you are going up the hill, and it might do something with positioning of my body, but every time I go up the hill, the bike is trying to pull and I'm holding to my life. So at the end of the day, even though I try to hold the correct position, leaning myself and, you know, holding the tank with my knees, and I'm trying all the techniques, I still end up being really tired, and I have proper body ache after riding the 390RR, significantly more than actually I had over this weekend. So I'm not sure, maybe it's because the clutch is lighter and I was more feathering the clutch, or maybe it's because the bike is lighter, maybe because it doesn't have that great traction and it's not trying to run away from me or so on. But for me, this worked really well, and on top of that, the 2-stroke sound, I like the 2-stroke sound. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my personal view on the 300 Xtrainer. So far I like it, and I think it's a keeper. So I'm selling my 390RR and I'm keeping this, and I hope to do more of a bit of let's say harder enduro stuff. Not exactly hard enduro, yeah, but like going to Tonk, for example, and tackling some rocky sections that I was never kind of I was afraid to do on the 390 because of the weight of the motorbike and everything that comes with it. Right guys? Right. Good. So yeah, and I forgot to mention that actually this bike has the oil injection, and I kept the oil injection in because I just like the fact that actually I don't have before every ride I can just fill the tank with the oil. So far it works okay. I know that there used to be problems with the oil injections, but those are mostly now caught up, and I like the fact that I can just fill the oil tank once a while. I think it lasts for around 4 of the full tanks. I've got bigger tanks, so probably every 3 tanks I just have to refill it. But you know, when you are going for a weekend riding, and even though you'll be doing long miles, you just fill the oil and you know that you are set for the weekend. So it's really good. I like it. Okay, so hope you enjoyed my personal review after the first weekend, and probably, what is it, like 14 hours review now? Yeah, we rode around 10 hours on Saturday and probably 5 hours on Sunday, so yeah, 15 hours review. That's my 15 hours review plus the tuning of the smart carb. So enjoy the ride, and see you on the next videos. And I hope my sound is better than it was on the Wales trip.